Hi everybody, this is your instructor for Astronomy 1A. Again, this is I promised you guys you will have we will go on to the planetarium this week, but unfortunately because the school closed due to the coronavirus basically that is spreading everywhere, um, I have an alternative for you guys, and this is using the Stellarium software. I know I mentioned that in the classroom, and this is a free software, so you guys can download on your computers and actually use it. This is how it looks like when you run it. The first thing you need to notice in here is that the daytime right now it's a little after 4 o'clock, and on March the 19th, 2020, tonight is when the equinox will happen here in uh, a little around midnight tonight. The thing you notice also as you're setting up your software is that you go to the location, and once you are there, you're going to be able to enter the coordinates of your location. Right now, I entered actually the coordinates for RCC. So this is the coordinates for RCC, 33 degrees, 58 minutes, and 16 seconds. And this is on the north. That's what the plus means, actually, if you look at it on the bottom in here. The minus means that we're on the west, 8 hours west of Greenwich time. And that is 117 degrees, 22 minutes, and 55 seconds. Remember from the classroom, we talked and said that every hour corresponds to about 15 degrees. Since we are about 8 hours or behind Greenwich time, that puts us at about 120 degrees actually, but we're a little off, and we explained that in the classroom. Anyway, once you set up the coordinates, you are looking at your current location. That's what we would look like. That's how it would look like if we are using the planetarium. Right now it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and if I wait for sunset, it's going to take a long time. Sunset is a little before 7 p.m. So what I'm going to do in here, since we're at the equinox, one more thing, since we are in the equinox, the daytime and nighttime are going to be of the same length. That means if the sun sets around 7 p.m., it actually rises also around 7 a.m. for the day and the night to be of equal lengths. So I'm going to set up this. I'm looking at the west in here. Just turned west, and you see the sun is still in the sky. So we're gonna expedite this and make it run a little faster so that we see the sun go out. And once it goes out, the star starts to appear in the sky. So right now it's 4:30. Let's expedite this one, make it go faster. So we're 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and very close from. Okay, right now it's still not completely sunset, but there might be objects in the sky. Sure enough, there is Venus in here. That's very faint Venus that you can see in the sky, just following the sun as it goes down. This path that you see in here, extending from the sun to Venus and goes around the sky, all the way to east side, all the way to this location, basically on the east side. Southeast, because we are still in the winter side, we are in the northern hemisphere, so the sun goes southeast and sets actually around the west right now. And if I continue this, we should be able to see more stars in the sky. So let's give time for the sun to go down. So right now it's 7 p.m., almost 7 p.m. that is, and the day is still kind of bright. So let's expedite this one a little bit, make it darker by having the sun set completely, and so that we can see more stars in the sky. Right now, actually, let me stop this. There is a star that appeared, actually several stars that appeared were slightly 7:15 or 7. Venus now is far more visible, and this is a planet actually. Planet Venus, the second planet after Mercury. And a star that you can see in the night sky just on the south side is Ceres. Ceres is part of Canis Major. That's a constellation in the sky just below what we know as Orion. Orion's constellation, you can faintly here see its stars because it's not completely dark. So there is Betelgeuse, coming from the Arabic word Betelgeuse, and then we have also Rigel, We have Bellatrix in here, which are the big corners of, and we have Safe, which is one of the stars of Orion's constellation. These three stars is really what distinguishes Orion's constellation. They are part of its belt. They are called Nitaq and Nilam and Mintaqa. They are all part of the Orion's belt. There are more stars that form Orion's belt. There is some stars in here that are not visible. If you extend this one, there is another star in here, and that is part of the, actually you can see it in your tablet, that is part of Orion's shield. If you look straight out from Bellatrix and extend it straight through in here, you're going to see another star. Actually, it's Aldebaran, which is the eye of Taurus. This is basically Orion the Hunter hunting for the Taurus, and he's got behind him his dog in here. That's actually part of Canis Major, which is a dog constellation. Let me expedite this one a little bit further so that we can see things more visibly when we have the sun completely out of view and the night becomes darker. Hold on. You see this object in here that seems to be moving super fast? That's actually an artificial satellite. So when you're doing the software at home and you see something like this, this is not a shooting star. That's actually an artificial object, and it's moving super fast compared to everything else. And it's moving backward, actually. Everybody is moving in direction east to west, except this object in here. They go all over the place, so ignore those objects, please. So right now the constellation is far more visible, as you can see. Orion's constellation, all of the stars are far more visible, and Rigel now is super bright. One thing that when you take Astronomy 1B, you will see that stars are characterized by a value called magnitude, and this is how bright they appear actually. And in contrast with their absolute magnitude, which is their actual how much light they emit basically from them. This is again Astronomy 1B. You will know that the smaller this number, the more bright the star is. Ceres is the brightest star in the sky. Of course, Venus appears brighter, but Venus is actually not a star. This is negative 4.33 versus Ceres, which is negative 1.45, and negative 4.33 is smaller than that number. But again, Venus is not a star. It's actually sometimes referred to as a morning star or evening star, depending on the culture. Anyway, this is basically the southern skies. This is just a little over sunset. Let me go to the north side because I have very short time in here to give you this intro quickly, and we'll come and visit this one to see more stars and how the night sky look like. There are no other planets on the other than Venus in the evening tonight. This star is Polaris, and it's part of another constellation. Let me turn on the constellation so that you guys can see. This is the constellation Ursa Minor, and it looks like a pod basically. This is the handle is where the handle extends is where Polaris is located. Let me expedite this and make this one run a little faster so that we see more stars, more planets I should say. They will not be appearing until in the morning, or let me go all the way to 4 o'clock in the morning from the day after. So I'm going to change this one to the 20th, and I'm going to make this one to be around 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning, and let's see what happened in the east in here. Yes, so around 4:25 in the morning, or a little before that. Let me make it a little bit before that. So let's make it 4 o'clock exactly. Now 4 o'clock, we don't see Saturn yet, so let me make it 4:10. So 4:10 we will see Saturn appearing. This is Jupiter, this is Mars, and this is Saturn. If I take the time a little bit longer after that, I mean if I wait a little later, let's say for example 5 o'clock in the morning, or I don't see any other planets in here. How about 6 o'clock in the morning? Now the sun has come up already, or is coming up already, and did not come out yet. It's still too early for it, but by then we will see Mercury and the Moon. So this is a brief intro. I need to cut it in here because I cannot do more than 10 minutes per presentations. I will show you guys more videos on how you identify objects in the sky, see other constellations and objects in the sky other than the obvious ones. Okay.